What's up, We Still Do family? It's your favorite couple back again with another episode of your favorite podcast.
We still do. So before we kick off this week's episode, we're going to fill you guys in on what's been going on with us.
Let's get into it.
So this happened.
So this happened. So this happened. So this happened.
Well, what happened?
So, what happened? Tell the people what happened.
We finally got Denzel in the water. For those of you guys who follow us on Instagram, you guys saw it on our story today. He finally got in, and I didn't put everything on the story that he was doing, but he was like swimming around in his floaties and like going. Yeah, he gained some confidence today.
Yeah,
you guys are probably been a struggle to get him in the water.
Probably like. But it's a big deal. Like,
yeah, it's a big deal.
We've been here for a little over a month now, and the furthest he got in the water was probably his feet sitting on the stairs. I think one time he let me hold him in the water. One time. So for him to get in with his floaties on and swim from the shallow end to the deep end and back. And he went from I don't want to get in to I had to tell him, okay, let's go play PlayStation to get him out of the water.
Yeah,
that is like a huge deal.
That's a huge deal for Denzel.
That is
milestone.
Milestone. That is what happened with us for this week. So I'm excited and proud of him for
good job, Denzel,
getting in there and swimming. He thought
let's
he was doing
see if it was just a one-day thing, or if he's like going to keep doing it.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on that. So that's what happened with us.
That's what happened with us so far.
We'll get into this week's episode. So let's go. Hold up. If you're new to this page, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with any new content that we post. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell so you can get those notifications as well. Now back to the show. All right. So this week's episode, something that I kind of came up with. We were kind of scrambling around trying to figure out what we were going to talk about. So I came up with the idea of let's just do some highlights in our marriage. Some highlights and some lowlights. I'm
following your lead.
Okay, we're going to do some highlights and some lowlights. So
some lowlights. Yeah,
so we're going to I'm going to kick it off, and this is going to be just open discussion, freestyle off the top of the brain. So I mean, and it doesn't have to be when we were married. It could be when we were dating, just in our time together, our 50 years of being together. That's what it feels like. So I'll kick it off. I'll say one thing that stands out to me that I really remember, or not I really remember, but just one thing that kind of kicked it off, that let me know when we were serious, like when I knew that she loved me, is when you used to come down and almost get yourself in trouble coming to spend the night with me.
Do we want to say that on here?
Yeah, we grown now. We done been married for 13 years. You can't get in trouble for it now.
No, I can't. Well,
I was living in San Diego. You were up here, and we're not going to talk about what the the lie was.
What our arrangement was.
Yeah, but you were spending the night with me, and that's when I knew, like, okay, yeah, she definitely loved me. Knowing that your dad was a pastor and your parents were pastors, I'm like, she breaking all the rules for your boy. I'm in there, like, yeah, she definitely loved me. So I'll start out with that.
That was a highlight for you. That was a low light for me.
That was a highlight for me because not only were you sacrificing your life, but you were driving an hour and a half to come to me. Like, you could have just, it could have just been, this is not gonna work out. Like, my parents are too strict. I can't, really do what I want to do. So we're gonna have to cut this off.
Yeah, but we were dating for a minute though, right? Before I moved. Not
that long. I mean, because once we started dating, like, I think I came to your house in San Diego a couple times before you guys moved.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I don't know. I guess I really liked you.
That's what I've been saying.
Who knew?
I did. What about you?
I would say one thing that stuck out for me in the beginning was that you would write me poetry.
Oh gosh.
You don't roll your eyes. You would write me poetry probably like once a week. I would have a new poem from you. To me, that really stuck out because I love poetry. I don't know if you knew that I love poetry, if that was just a little party, a little,
that was how I was trying to get
your
you.
game that you did with all girls. But I love poetry, so
no, I didn't do that with everybody.
that, for me, that stuck out. Like, oh my God, he wrote me a poem. And he's continuing to write me poems. Ask me how many poems he's wrote me since we've been married.
Don't ask.
0.
One, at least one.
Maybe one, but
Okay, listen, you just started it off by saying maybe that was a part of your little game. I got you. We married.
so
You okay? I'm gonna write you one.
okay. Your turn.
All right. Another one. You know what? I'll go with a low light. Something bad. And I would go back to
Something bad. A
not-
learning
not
experience.
bad. Yeah, just you know, I'm gonna go back to like our first argument, which we've already shared before, when we got into it and I was about to walk all the way to the trolley station.
Yeah.
That was like that's something that I always remember, because it was like before that it was just all peaches and cream. Like everything was just Google eyes, all laughing and joking and having fun. And that was like the first time we kind of got into it, and it wasn't even nothing big, but it was like I was willing to walk all the way home because I didn't agree with you, but you actually came and got me.
I did.
So I mean, that kind of sticks out to me too, because it's like we
It
wasn't.
was our first argument.
Yeah, it was our
So
first
I'll
argument.
always remember that.
But usually, you know, I mean, I can't say coming from the Southeast, like only Southeast people deal with this. But just like, you know, where we come from and how we are, we weren't, you know, dating for a long time to where it's like, let me go get him because he's being stupid.
Right.
It could have been, okay,
Bye.
well, that's that's how you want to be. Okay, like we ain't invested in each other. Like I ain't really bought you nothing. We ain't moved in together. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like that. So it could have just been like, all right, well, we tried it, it didn't work. I see how you are now. You showed your true colors, but you came and got me, and then we got past that. We had other arguments, but that first one was kind of like
the test.
Like, okay, yeah, she came and got me, and made sure that I left with her, even when I was kind of saying no in the beginning. So, okay, we good.
Yeah. That was a memorable moment, because I think it was because it was our first argument, and we didn't have a lot of arguments when we were dating.
None.
We didn't really argue that much. I would say when your grandmother died, that's like a day, or not like I say a day, but like a time period that will always stick with me. I'll always remember it, because I felt like that was the first time I saw kind of like a different side of you.
Yeah, it was.
It was like the first time where I think I actually experienced you like being sad. And I think you would always try to like hide that from me, or not really want to show that. And I feel like since then we've gotten closer since then, because I was able to, like, you allowed me to like help you get through that, and to like be there for you, and to like be more vulnerable. I feel like that was a really big like moment or a step for us in our marriage, because I got to see you be like more vulnerable. I got to like see you cry. I've never seen you cry.
That was the only time.
So the fact that I saw you cry, and not only that, but I just saw you so different. Like, I never seen you sad. I had never seen you sad before. And that was like well into our marriage.
Yeah.
But you would never, like, you didn't want me to know that you got sad sometimes. Like, you just, I don't know. But I think being able to go through that with you was growth in both of us in our marriage. So that's kind of a low light, but a sad, a happy light. What?
My cry face was ugly.
No.
I don't even remember. I don't know what my cry face looked like. All right. So we did high, low. I'm gonna go with a moment where it was just like a real joyous moment for me, and that would be when I proposed to you the first time, not the second time. The first time, and for me, it's a big thing because I've always said when I was younger, growing up, like, I'm never gonna get married. Like, I'm gonna have a girlfriend forever. You know, at the time I thought, you know, I'll be in the NFL, I have a girlfriend, and when things get bad, she can leave with what she came with. That was literally my mindset all the time. And you changed all of that. Like, you completely made me think different. So the fact that I was even thinking about it and looking for rings and stuff was just like, what the heck is happening to you, man? Like, you said you was gonna have a girlfriend. Like, this is your girlfriend. But I wanted to do something different, and I felt like you deserved better than just being a boyfriend. Even at our age, you know, we were still young, but I was like, I kind of had it made up. Like, I just seen so many qualities in you where I'm like, I ain't never had this before. I ain't never had this. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lock this down. So, and then, you know, the way I did it was a little unorthodox too, like making you mad and all of that, and then busting it out. And I never forget, you was just like, wait. I'm like, okay, she tripping out. That was good though. But
yeah, that was a memorable moment.
Yeah.
But he said he mentioned the second proposal, not that I didn't say yes the first time, but he re-proposed to me again, because he upgraded my ring. So I don't want people to think like I said no the first time. I didn't say no the first time, but he did propose again when he gave me a new ring. But yeah, that was a good moment. Of course, if that moment didn't happen, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. So I'll go with the low. Remember when we got our first car together? Do you remember what our first car together was? First car together.
First car together, was it the Alero?
No, remember that was my car.
Oh, then it was the white car. What was it? The Accent?
The little baby Accent.
Yeah. Oh, that thing was
little tiny baby, yes, Accent. But I remember just how we used to squeeze in that car.
That thing was just like a little clown car.
Me, you, and Davion would squeeze in that car. But
we floated that much.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Wheels fell off.
But I remember that moment when we drove out to Riverside and we went to go pick up the car, and I was just so happy because that was like our first car together. Mm-hmm. All the cars that I had before, like, they were my cars, but that was our first car that we actually purchased together. Mm-hmm. As tiny as it was, it was ours. It was ours. Yeah. So that's a kind of a low, just because the car was so small, but it was still a highlight because that was our first little car together. So
yeah, the first big blow up that we had after we got married, when we were living with Mom.
When I threw your shoes out the house.
You threw my shoes out the house. Throwing throwing all my Jordans out the house. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, number one, I ain't got nowhere to go. All my family in San Diego. Number two, like, yo, you throwing out my shoes. So that was definitely a low. And not only because of you throwing out my shoes, but because it was something so stupid that I did that made you feel that way, that made you get to that point. So that's why I would say a low. The low is really on my end. You know, I ain't gonna say I deserve for you to throw my shoes out, but
well, you kind of did.
You know, you did what you felt like you had to do. I felt like you could have did something else. I don't know. I mean, I'd rather you throw them out.
Those were
and
my
I
petty days. I was very,
you could have did
petty.
something worse, like, you know, slice up my shoes.
No, because I knew how much you love your Jordans.
Yeah, I would have been. I probably.
Yeah, that was very petty. I mean,
that was petty. But then I'll follow up that low with another high.
Okay.
Before you go, I would say another high, and hopefully I didn't steal this one from you, but we can both speak on this. Our first vacation together when we went to the Bahamas.
Oh yes, yeah, 100%.
I'll say it and you can speak on it.
Okay.
How about that?
So yeah, I'll speak on it. So our first vacation, it was supposed to be a group vacation at first, remember?
Yeah.
But then I got pregnant, so we had to push ours back from everybody else's, which worked out well because otherwise we wouldn't have had our first vacation together. But we were lost in the beginning. Like, we didn't know what to do. We didn't, like, Deontay was like, why did you make me leave my kids? We were just like walking around the boat like lost kids. Like, all the other adults is having fun and we just looking around like, how dare you guys leave your children out?
Yeah. And keep in mind, this is our first vacation,
and we had been married for
we're already on our third kid. Denzel was born.
Was it Denzel?
Yeah.
Thought it was Damari.
No, it was Denzel.
Dang. Well, yeah, there you go.
Was it? Wait. Yeah, it was Denzel, because when we went on our second cruise, Denzel was already big. That was just a couple years ago when we went to Jamaica. So yeah, it was Denzel.
Dang. Well, yeah.
Yeah, so that lets you know how long it took for us to have our first vacation.
Yep, we never had, I mean, we would like do like weekend getaways or something like that, but we had never been away from the kids for more than like 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah, we enjoyed it, but after a while, it was just like the kids, and then we got past that, and we finally enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, it took us a good like day and a half to actually start the vacation because we were just like, okay, what are we supposed to do without the kids? Because we had never been by ourselves. It was sad.
Man, that would just wake up and not have to do anything. It was different.
We couldn't call the kids because you don't get reception on the boat. But yeah, that was definitely a highlight. Now we love cruising. We trying to plan our next cruise. As soon as all this little pandemic wears down, we cruising. Even though, like, we're talking about some of the low moments, I feel like we've learned from all of them.
Oh, definitely.
So I wouldn't necessarily call them low because
they're
we learned from them, and I think they've helped us to make more high moments because we've learned from some of our lowest moments. Yeah.
The only reason why I refer to it as a low moment is because, you know, one of us in that situation had to feel bad. That's why I say, like, you know, you throwing out my shoes, obviously it's not a low moment for you. You was the one just like,
Excuse me, it was a low moment for me.
It was a petty moment for you. It was a low moment for me because I'm the one that took you to that place.
It was a low moment for me. Obviously, I wasn't feeling happy, so it was a low moment for me.
Okay.
And I didn't want to be petty. It's not like I enjoyed being petty. So it was a low moment for me. I don't take pride. I don't take pride in pettiness.
wow, I can't wait to see the look on his face when he see his shoes outside. Here.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, that's this week's topic. Just something to share with you guys on our 13 years of marriage, some of our highlights, some of our lowlights. You guys just kind of got inside of some stuff. You know, it wasn't a traditional topic, but I felt like it was something that we never really even talked about. You know, we ain't never really just sat here and like, remember that one time? We don't really get a chance to do that. So
yeah, we don't.
I thought this was pretty cool. So I'm Deontay.
And I'm Maymuna. And we still do.